Hey YouTube, it's your girl Sheila J, and I am back at you with another video. And if you are new here, welcome. Please like, comment, and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you are not new here, welcome back, but you always come back because I am everyone's favorite everything and your favorite YouTuber. And as you know, I'm manifesting my YouTube subscribers to blow up. And I had to redo the topic of today's video because I thought I uploaded the video, but apparently I did not, and I deleted the video. So I have to redo this video all over again. But it is okay because you live and you learn, and I'm learning. So yeah. So today's video, as with the title of the video, is a story time video about living in New York with roommates. I manifested an apartment last year with roommates, and when I manifested it, I was in such a desperate need and a place that I needed to get out of where I was, that I was not specific with my manifestation, and I really should have been more specific. I really should have not only manifested a place, but also manifested amazing roommates, because I kid you not, I manifested an apartment. Like I manifested it, but because I wasn't specific, I ended up getting put into a situation with female roommates, and the female roommates I was living with energetically were just not an energetic match. Like, we were just not a match. Like, I'm higher up on the spectrum and they are lower on the spectrum, and for me, it's like, I feel like I need to be living with people that are at the same frequency or higher to help bring me up. And these girls are just petty, and I don't like to be petty, but if you're gonna be petty to me, I'm gonna be petty right back. And I think that's what ended up happening was, and they were accusing me of doing things that I wasn't doing, and I was just like, yo, no, this ain't gonna work for me. And then I ended up moving with the roommates downstairs, and from me. And so I moved from the second floor to the apartment downstairs on the first floor. But for some reason, it's apartment BA, and I guess it's the basement. Like, they consider it the basement, even though it wasn't really the basement apartment. And so I ended up moving down there with guy roommates, and one of the guys that I was living with his girlfriend. And on the lease, I never really paid attention to it until recently. It says on the lease that if you were living with, if you were basically living with, there's only supposed to be 3 people living in the apartment, and anybody else that's not on the lease needs to be, you need to notify the landlord or the management company, or both, that someone else is going to be staying there, and they need to obviously run a background check. And so apparently the guy that had his girlfriend staying there, the management company didn't know, and the landlord didn't know this. And I, being petty, went and I said something, because he was breaking the lease early, and no one said anything that they weren't planning on renewing the lease. No one spoke about it, nothing. It just kind of got thrown on me smack dab in the beginning of my semester, and I'm like, I just started school and you're giving me all these issues when I just started school. And so I got frustrated, and really, really frustrated. And not only that, but it was just like, I had gotten in the hospital in August, but that's for a whole other story time video for another day. I'll inform you guys what happened later, but that's for a whole other story. That's literally for a whole other story time. But my roommates were just, when they knew that I was in the hospital, and yet it seemed like they just didn't care that I was in the hospital, because I'm sitting here telling y'all that I'm behind in rent because I'm in the hospital. And if I'm behind in rent, that means I'm also behind in my bills. So if I'm behind in my bills and behind in rent, why are y'all coming to me asking me for money that I don't have right now because I was in the hospital? So what the heck? And these being guys, I'm like, you guys can be a little bit more empathetic, being that I'm a woman and you guys are guys. You guys should be a little bit more empathetic and be like, you know what? Okay, like, you don't got it. You were just in the hospital. I got you. Blah, blah, blah. Like, be empathetic. And keep in mind, I don't know these roommates from a hole in the wall, but I'm just gonna, like, that's frustrating for me because I'm doing the best that I can and I can only do so much. But the fact remains is that y'all, they literally were talking about breaking their lease, and luckily, I applied for emergency rental assistance, and since I applied for emergency rental assistance, the landlord can't really kick me out. So he'll get his portion, my portion of the rent through that, and he can't really do anything or come after me or whatever. But I'm just like, really, dude? Like, really, guys? Like, and it's just like the energy in the house and the apartment is just like so awkward. So now I gotta look for a new place, and so I'm house sitting. I'm house sitting in the meantime. Like, I'm house sitting in the meantime while I'm looking for an apartment and saving up for an apartment of my own in the meantime. But it's just still frustrating because, like, you have me doing all this stuff in the middle of my semester, and it's like, I shouldn't be going through this smack dab in the middle of my semester. And you guys should at least give me the common courtesy to let me know things so that I can plan. But because y'all didn't let me know this, because y'all didn't think that I deserved the common courtesy of knowing these things so that I can plan out my life, because I'm still from New York and they're not from New York, so they don't really understand the scrutiny that anybody can go under. So it's like, since you guys want to be like this, I'm gonna let you guys know that this ain't okay, and I'm gonna be petty too. And so I called them out on it. They didn't really like it. They didn't really like the fact that I called them out, and they were really frustrating. And I'm just like, they were like, no. And so now there's one roommate still living in the apartment that I don't know when he's moving out. The other one moved out with his girlfriend, and he wasn't too happy that I told the management company. But you know what? This is what it is in the lease. You know, you're violating the lease on multiple things. So you're going to get in trouble for that. You're going to very, very much get in trouble for that. And that's my spiel on that. And then the other roommate is just like, and on top of that, they were constantly leaving dishes in the sink with food in it and all that extra stuff. And I was like, why are you guys constantly leaving dishes in the sink? Why is there constantly a mess? It just seems like they didn't know how to clean up after themselves. And I don't know about like anybody else, but I'm not about to clean up after nobody. I'll clean up after myself. I have no problem cleaning up after myself, but I'm not about to be sitting here cleaning up after other grown people. It's one thing for me to clean. It's one thing for me to clean up after myself. It's another thing for me to be cleaning up after grown people. And so I went to the apartment the other day, and there was a bowl of cereal left by the guy and that's still living there. And he left a bowl of cereal in the sink with milk and water in the sink. And I'm just like, seriously, dude? Like, you couldn't wash the dishes? Like, are you that busy that you can't? Like, I'm a full-time student, and I'm a YouTuber, and I'm a businesswoman, and like, at least I still clean. And then I went to the bathroom, and the bathroom is all dirty in front. Like, I'm just like, I can't live like this. I really can't. And I'm not about to be sitting here cleaning up after a man that's not even my husband. Like, it's one thing for, like, I'm not cleaning up after a man that's not my husband. If you can't clean up after yourself, I'm not about to be cleaning up after you. Like, I'll clean up after me, that's one thing, but I'm not about to sit here cleaning up after you. And you're a grown man. He leaves his hair in the sink, and it's just like he constantly leaves the toilet seat up. Like, dude, you're living with a female. At least give me some common courtesy and give me some respect that you're it just don't make no sense. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can't be the only female that feels like this. If you were ever living with a dude, don't live with a dude, live with females. Like, I was told not to do this, but this is my experience. You live and you learn, and that is why I'm doing this story time video. But I am not cleaning up after a man that is not my husband. If you are not my husband, I am not cleaning up after you. I don't care if we live together. I will clean up after myself. But if I see that you have dishes in the sink, or if I see that the bathroom is dirty and you're not cleaning up after yourself, why am I going to clean up after you when you're not cleaning up after yourself? Like, that's disgusting. You gotta clean up after yourself. Because the more you clean up after yourself, the less likely we have to do a deep clean. And if you don't want to clean, hire somebody else to clean. Like, seriously, it's not that hard. It's not that difficult. Why does a whole female that's not your wife or your girlfriend have to clean up after you? Like, that don't make no sense. So, and I see like I have no problem cleaning, but I'm not cleaning up after other grown people. Clean up after yourself so that we don't have to do deep cleans. And if we do have to do a deep clean, we can hire somebody else to do it. Like, that, at least that's my perspective, because I'm a busy person. So I'm very, very busy. Like, I'm really, really busy. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other day. But that I ain't doing this roommate thing no more. I'm saving up for my own apartment by myself. I need my sanity. I need my peace and quiet. And that's all I got to say for this video. Please stay tuned, because I do have more content coming to you very, very, very soon. I'll do a comment below if you want me to do another story time about my hospitalization in August. I'll let you know how that went, because apparently your girl still has a piece of her appendix, and that's a whole, and I was told I had my appendix removed, but yet I still have my piece of my appendix. But that's for a whole nother video. Comment below if you want that story time video. Bye guys.